Okay, now the last one I wanted to show you is this one. And with this one, I've cut it out and then I've come back with a variegated thread and stitched, say, from here out and back, and backwards and forwards. So if I just use my drawing tool, let's just pick a colour. That'll do. And doesn't matter which way you go, you could start here and you would be hand sewing with a tapestry needle. Why are you doing that to me? Let's get rid of that. Okay, so let's do this. And then up, back down, back up, back down. And then in the variegated thread, this looked quite lovely. Now you could stitch all of these in your little frame and let's call it done. And go all the way around, and then if you wanted you could do a running stitch around the outside border and for this blue border. So I quite liked that idea of creating a frame that you could hand stitch, but when I save this as an SVG, this is what you get. So it doesn't create the crystal holes and you end up with a gazillion things on your mat because it breaks all the holes apart and you've got nothing. So I'm going to see if I can come up with a way of making this a little bit easier for you to recreate. Okay, back with you again. Now I've resaved the pretty frame, as I'm calling it, which is this one, and I'm hoping this time it will work. So now they've all come in as stitch files because I forgot to turn stitch off, but that's okay. So this first outline is just a cut stitch, cut file. It's not grouped, I don't think. Nope. Okay, so number 1 is a cut, which is this frame. Now you don't need this. If you don't want it, you could keep it or delete it. I just put it there for size so you could see how it sits on here. So number 2 is a cut file, but this is the one we wanted to be a stencil. So I'm going to just click on stencil and now you'll see we have the stencil. Number 3 should be a cut and we want it to be crystals, which it is. And now we can go to the default palette and choose a smaller size, and that works quite well. Then we go to the next row, which is also a cut file, and we want it to be crystals. We need to go to default, choose a smaller size. Perfect. Then the next one is also a cut and it's crystals, and this one can be a little bit bigger because if you're going to cut this for stitching, your needle's going to be going in and out of here a few times. So you're probably better with a bigger hole. It doesn't actually have to be that big, it could be 2 mil. So we'll leave that like that. And then the last one is also a cut, but I want that to be crystals, and again use the default palette. So that now works as an SVG. That's what you're going to have to do when you open it. So you're going to cut all these holes. Everything is holes except for that last two where you're going to have a stencil and then cut the edge. So I hope that helps you, and I'll see you at the table where I can show you the examples I've cut of these and maybe give you some ideas what you can do with them. So that's it from me. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.